Yep, that was my Pigeon Gate story. Liam, I believe we've got another fan question.
We do. Bear with me 2 seconds because I can't remember what it was. It is by Mark Illustrates, who's a lovely guy. He does lots of nice drawings. And it is, how did you guys meet? Really, really easy, nice little brief one. Oh, it's on there.
Yeah.
I was like looking at my phone, like, where is it?
I guess we've already answered the why we started podcast. We've answered like why we started podcasting together. So I think just kind of how we met is probably the best one to answer. Do you two want to go first? Because obviously you two knew each other before I knew you.
Yeah.
Well, we've known each other since fucking we were this big, really.
I think pretty much since reception.
Since you were little butt plugs.
Little fucking butt plugs. Yeah, we were like you and me have grown up pretty much in the same school system. We went to primary school, infant school, primary school, secondary school, and then around about that time we kind of diverged a bit because we went to different sixth forms, didn't we? We were always kind of in the same like friendship group, but we were never like besties. We never really hung out like too much by ourselves, but we were like friends, friends of friends who kind of hung out in the same big group. We were kind of like the weirdos in a way.
It's like the situation where we would talk if we were at like a house party together and shit.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like outside of that we were like messaging each other all the time. That kind
exactly, yeah. And then it wasn't until obviously we split for sixth form, and that's when kind of me and Harry met each other. I've replaced you with him, and then me and Harry did sixth form and uni together. It's kind of weird because the first half of my educational experience was with you, and then the second half of my educational experience was with you. Again, just I'm clearly the protagonist of this story, guys. I'm just saying.
It's all about you, Liam.
It's all about me.
Fucking villain. I dare say the majority of bad things that I do or have picked up in my life are probably from you.
Oh,
we can't. What do you mean? Oh, yeah.
you at house parties, Liam. You could be. It was a bit unpredictable what you would do when you had a few drinks.
The worst influence ever.
I'm sure Alex Lang can attest to this at her many of the different house parties.
I remember specifically at that Alex Lang one, I smashed my new iPod with a hammer because I thought it'd be cool. And then at uni, I fucking bit into a glass bottle and started chewing on it because people weren't giving me enough attention. Bearing in mind, there were... okay, how do I say this without getting cancelled? There were university experiences that happened to everyone that you just got to go through. You've just got to get through them and hope you survive. Basically, I met you throughout Greg. I can't try to point. Greg throughout the early years of my life and Harry throughout the later years of my life. We've kind of always gravitated towards each other. I think even when we shut up, Harry. Yeah, I mean that. He's just chatting in the fucking group chat again. Yes, I mean that. Of course, I mean that.
Hi.
We've always what I kind of like about this though is again like me and you I didn't spoke for maybe 5-6 years, Greg, and then me and you, Harry, probably haven't really spoken maybe like a couple of years, like 1 or 2 years, really.
Well, I mean, like briefly, like just kind of like the kind of like how are things doing, how's the family, that kind of shit. And then like we might have bumped into each other a few times. Like I remember bumping into you, I think when you were like kind of in the middle of maybe just after qualifying as a teacher, and I bumped into you at a Tesco.
Oh shit, yeah.
You looked fucking dreadful. Like I was like, oh, and that was like, I need to get into this career too.
Well, there was that, and I remember running into you at the university fair in Sunderland, and you came up and gave me a hug, and I shat myself because I didn't know what was happening. Some random fucking dude comes up and hugs me, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah. But again, it was like when we're doing the podcast, like the first person I thought of like kind of doing like a podcast with and getting a guest on was Liam. So I was like, yeah, who do I know who loves to talk? Liam. So
who loves the sound of his own voice?
The first time that me and Liam actually met was when we were doing Rocky Horror. I mean, we've obviously kind of spoke about this on our Rocky Horror podcast that we did. Checked out if you want to or not, don't care.
You should. It's a good episode. I like that episode. It was a really good one.
It was a good episode, yeah. But that's where we met, and then we were just kind of inseparable after that point there. Hence why we then lived basically next door to each other at uni. And it was just a really, really good time. And then, as you do, you kind of separate a bit because of work and other things. And obviously, I moved to Wales at some point. which obviously doesn't help.
Doesn't help.
But then I moved back, and yes, I mean, we've just been friends, best of buds ever since we had that experience.
That's it. You get those experiences with people where you can not see someone for a long time and then reconnect with them and it feel like it's been no time at all. Like even with you, Greg, obviously we had a longer period of time of not really talking to each other consistently. But I've always me and you have always had similar tastes in things. And I think only now have we recently discovered just how similar our tastes are, almost like hauntingly similar. So I think this has like a little again, like I've got to thank the podcast for kind of bringing everything back to how it should be. And obviously once we're allowed out, I think we're probably going to capitalize on that opportunity and not leave each other again. I hope. Don't leave me, boys.
Don't ever leave.
Just in kind of like how me and Greg know each other. Obviously, it's similar kind of to Liam, where we knew each other from mutual friends, house parties, we met each other. But then when I started going out with my current girlfriend, obviously she was very good friends with Greg, and it was just kind of through that. And then obviously when he moved back up here, we kind of said, "Oh, come and work here with us," and then just kind of became really good friends from there.
I'd say working together was where I was the proper getting to know one another, because there was like points where I was paired with you while I was in training, and that was where we kind of properly chatted, I guess. Yeah.
The same kind of thing with Liam as well, where you realise then when you actually start talking to each other more, you realise that we actually have quite a lot in common. And then we just became friends through that.
We have seen the most intimate parts of each other throughout our lives, Harry. We have spent times together that only lovers usually spend.
Yeah, that's quite true, actually.
I'm talking about this thing. I'm going to put it in
the Rocky Horror Podcast.
Hold on, you can keep talking.
Just dead tight. Is it the baths that you're talking about? Naked baths? Yeah. So me and Liam at university, for some reason, we'd get drunk and then go and sit in the bath and drink alcohol.
And like just open up, they were like that was like the bathtub was our space,
and just have like really emotional conversations.
It was like a nice little neutral, There
was something about a bathroom and the right stimuli that just brings out like the openness in people, I think.
You know why the bathroom is the most popular place.
Yeah, no,
you both know why the bathroom is the most popular place at uni. Don't lie.
That's not what we were doing though. But like the best part is like people are thinking here that we literally ran a bath and sat in it together and had like a chat. The bath was not full of water. Empty. We were just sat in an empty bath, like just having a heart to heart. And people would be like, "Can we use the toilet?" We were like, "Yeah, just come on in."
As long as you don't mind naked bros in the bathtub.
Some of the friends.
And the thing is, sorry, Greg. Thing is, like some people would be like, "Oh, I remember like Maisie being like, are you bi? Are you like getting with Leo?" Or like, no. Like we're just like, I'm straight, Leo's gay. We're just two sitting in a hot tub, not 5 feet apart because it isn't gay. Just a little bit having a good time and just chatting on. I mean, kind of, yeah, but I never got aroused too heavily.
If you say so.
I mean, there was one time I did fall in. What are you saying, Greg? it didn't, by the way. I'm just clarifying. It didn't actually fall in. It was intentionally.
We have not had sex.
No, we haven't.
Not yet.
We haven't. Not yet. We'll save that for my stag do.
Oh God! All right.
Last night as a free man, got to try everything.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go. Oh, crap.
I thought you had something to say, Greg. Sorry.
It was just literally like I just think it must be something about it, because I remember like a lot of the people I made close friends with at uni was sort of just similar situation, like in like the dorm bathroom of like a person's flat, just drinking and smoking out the window and just getting really close with people. I mean, there's just something to it. I think everyone might have gone through that experience.
Another interesting, horrible thing I did at uni. One time, our mate, well, I think you might have met him, Greg, but mine and Liam's mate Maisie, he was being horrendously, violently sick in the toilet one day. And obviously, one thing that you do, what we thought was the right thing to do at uni, was bring someone who was being violently sick bread to soak up the alcohol. At one point, Maisie was full on sick on this piece of bread, and I ate the bread.
Oh man,
nice.
Yeah, I just went, look at this. Coincidentally, I now have the weakest stomach ever. It's like I think all the shit I did in my younger years has like since weakened me completely.
Oh,
so like now, like I get like I see like you know when Reggie like goes for shit in his little like cat bin, like the smell of that will make me go like I've got such a weak stomach now. It's unbelievable, and I think it's just like life punishing me for all the horrendous things I did when I was younger and got away with.
You know what you did, and this is your penance.
That is it. Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah. That was good stuff, lads.